New challenger. Dbmb is our new king. This is the very first challenger he's going to be taking on, and yet again Antilles is going to step up to the plate. This is the second time. For YouTube viewers, you haven't seen him, but this is actually the second time that he's taken a shot at the throne. And the first time, apparently his computer crashed or something. I don't know. Cruz defeated him in 8 minutes, and then he forfeit. But here he is again. He's going to take another shot at it, and we're going to see kind of an interesting opening from him, actually. Extra rear echelon troop squad and very early fighting position to cover the fuel point. Throwing some barbed wire on the other end of this yellow cover. Interesting usage of the rear echelons here in the very early game. And he's going to get that covered. The factions are U.S. forces versus Oster. And Dbmb picked first, then Antilles. So Antilles counterpicked Dbmb's Oster with his U.S. forces. Going to secure the fuel point here in the south. Riflemen moving to take control of this territory here in the north. Rear echelon troops going to get the munitions, riflemen going to get the strategic points. I'm wondering if Antilles is planning on throwing a 50 cal in there, if he just wants the rifle grenades to screen against capture of this point. I guess we'll find out. Dbmb going with the double grenadier opening into a sniper. A sniper is very powerful. Very powerful this patch, especially against U.S. forces, so we'll see how Antilles reacts to that. The fact that he's dropped a bunch of manpower on an extra rear echelon troop squad on a fighting pit means that his utility car is probably going to be a little late unless he does not get a third rifleman. And if he doesn't get a third rifleman, then he'll just have a kind of a weak infantry force, so some things for him to think about once that sniper reveals itself to him. These two squads in the north will easily be able to get this area under control since only one squad of pilots has been dedicated to the area. And Dbmb will secure building control. Rifle grenades being lobbed at those grenadiers. First one connects nicely. The point is decapped though. And grenadiers will move into green cover. Rifle grenades don't seem to quite have range on that tractor. I don't know, I can't tell. Might have maybe wanted to put that fighting position a little further south, a little closer, so that they can lob grenades on the other half of that tractor. But either way, riflemen moving up to support will push those grenadiers back into the house. And the sniper moves up. Ooh! And it's Vet 2. He actually went elite troops and vetted the sniper. Interesting. I've never seen anybody do that. I wonder if that's really worth it. That gives him better vision range and rate of fire right at the very beginning. But it does cost him that 25 fuel, which in the early game is very significant. And if he loses that sniper, it'll be a massive investment down the drain. So Antilles will be he knows that his opponent went Tiger Ace, and he knows that his opponent went Sniper now. So I'm curious to see how he'll react to this information. This sniper is very vulnerable at this stage of the game. Tier 2 is going to be late. So if Antilles rushes an M20 out, which he's already kind of late on doing, by the way, you were going to get that lieutenant. He probably should have done it by now. I don't know. I'm not sure what Antilles' plan is here. Sniper continuing to take shots at various squads. It's up to only 4 kills, 4 minutes into the game. It hasn't really had that dramatic of an impact, and Dbmb is slowly getting territory back under his control.
The bunker is now a field hospital.
Riflemen moving into close range on those grenadiers. They do take a model loss on the approach from the sniper from range. And a 4th rifle squad is being queued up by Antilles, who has chosen infantry company. Which makes me think he's going captain tier, which I think is a pretty terrible response to the Vet 2 sniper. I don't think he has any intention of fielding a counter to this. Captain is in production. 4th rifle squad in production.
A capture point
point is under attack.
Very strange decision by Antilles. He's just gonna let that sniper keep shooting at him, I guess. Once he can get LMGs, he might be able to laser it down from range. And Antilles has wired himself into this. He will be able to vault over the wall, though.
Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death factory, boys. Heads up. Mechanized mortar carrier
Sniper
is now
engaging.
ready for
This
action.
rifle squad on the right side will be forced to retreat up to only 6 kills.
The enemy is
Could be
taking
worse.
our territory.
Situation could be worse for Antilles as far as manpower drain. I definitely don't think that Dbmb has gotten a return on that sniper investment yet. Not nearly as aggressive with it as Captain Price, for example, who
The enemy has driven a wedge in
pretty
our
much just
lines.
micros his sniper all game long. In the games we've seen him field one. We haven't gotten to see very much of a post-patch Captain Price sniper. We saw a lot of Captain Price pre-patch. Haven't gotten to see his post-patch sniper play. He was very briefly king, but Love Nest dethroned him.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
So this will be the first time we've seen a really
The territory is out of contact.
carefully microed sniper
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
since the patch.
Combat infantry
Riflemen
now
continue to be
access
forced to
to
retreat and
official
bleed
equipment and
manpower.
tactics.
And Tier 2's on the field. It's been purchased despite the 25 fuel setback of the sniper and struggling to hold a fuel point. Antilles will not punish the purchase of a Vet 2 sniper at all. Having gone Captain Tier, he has huge fuel advantage early in the game as a result of that, but no real threat to the sniper on the field yet. And it continues to just pick off riflemen one by one.
We are
Stewart is
losing
being
the
fielded.
sector.
Stewart will hit the field a little bit later than an M20. Well, a lot. I don't know if you consider 3 minutes a little or a lot. But yeah, Stewart is in production. Once the Stewart's out, it will threaten to one-shot that sniper if it has even a little damage, which it does. If it gets caught out of position. I don't see any teller mines on the field from Dbmb.
New anti-tank gun has arrived.
And he doesn't have much of a grenadier screen around that sniper either. It seems quite vulnerable to a light vehicle. Minesweeper rear echelons will probably lose against those piles, charging into close range, trying to delay the capture of the munitions, although they walk past the capture circle. They'll probably lose that engagement. Riflemen at close range against those grenadiers will force a retreat right there. Captain making his way to assist. This will reveal Antilles' decision to go Captain Tier to his opponent. Rear echelons on the south will retreat from those pios. Sniper is forced to retreat at close range from Rifleman that's got way too close. He's in red cover. That Stewart's diving right in on him. Oh no, that was a terrible positioning on that sniper. Terrible positioning on that sniper, and he goes down. No teller mines, no grenadier screen, one AT gun way in the back. No chance of that sniper getting away.
Sector has been cut
Nice
off.
pickup by Antilles. Had a couple simultaneous engagements going at once, and he found an opening to close into short range on that sniper and clean him up, and that's a huge investment right down the drain from Dbmb. And I don't know why he didn't protect that sniper more carefully with grenadiers or mines or something. He was just totally on his own. That Stewart literally just drove right down the center of the map and killed him. Right down the road with no minesweeper support either. Pretty clumsy by Dbmb there, I have to say. G43's moving up to engage.
The enemy is
Rear
attempting
echelon
to
troops
steal
right
our
there.
sector.
Grenadiers moving to take control of the fuel point. LMGs have been purchased on this rifle squad as well, grabbing a few. Antilles, again, has had quite good map control pretty much the entire game. Ambulance is on the field. Stewart pretty much has free reign to do whatever it wants now. It only had one real job, which was to take out the sniper, and now that it's dead, It's just really the only job it has left is as a counter harassment unit against grenadiers. And maybe if he can actually, if the game lasts long enough for Tiger Ace to hit the field, he can utilize that against for shell shock before it gets popped like a balloon. Defensive stance in the south will easily win an engagement against those grenadiers that just kind of walked right up into those LNG riflemen across open ground, wasn't monitoring the engagement, and is forced to retreat away from that area. That squad of riflemen will probably be able to hold the south munitions for some time. This squad of riflemen hanging out in this area, and it looks like Dbmb is about to lose control of his cutoff. Stewart moving to bleed grenadiers here. Its tank gun has a line. Stewart takes a shot and has to pull back to safety. Rifle grenade on the defensive stance riflemen will force them to retreat, and these riflemen on the cutoff are falling quite low to grenadier fire. Here in the north, grenadiers are forced to retreat by another squad of riflemen. Stewart has pulled back for some repairs there. And Dbmb, having lost his sniper, is really struggling to hold onto what little territory he does have. He's forced a couple retreats. These riflemen are actually going to reposition away from the south, which is going to allow those piles to take control of the munitions unopposed. This squad of grenadiers moving towards the cutoff, also unopposed. Rifle squad in the north will be pushed away by these two squads of grenadiers. And the 4-man squad of riflemen is moving to counter Grens in the center with their LMGs. They will activate defensive stance. Leave defensive stance to avoid the rifle grenade. Has a very short cooldown, by the way.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Full squad of grenadiers just got wiped. In the north, I think. Somewhere. Another squad almost also goes down. I don't think they're going to make it home. That's going to be 2 squad wipes. Here in the south, the Stewart is looking for an opportunity on a grenadier squad. But it's in danger from the AT gun, which may get decrewed. Another grenadier squad got wiped right here by riflemen. Dbmb falling way behind to Antilles' aggressive rifle play. The loss of his sniper may have just been too much. The AT gun just got decrewed. If he can't make something happen against the Stewart and takes a bunch of losses on this grenadier squad too, going to be in serious danger. He's going to try to crew that AT gun, maybe, until he hops out of the Stewart. Activates repair critical so he can get that thing to safety. Second AT gun on the field. Dbmb is currently operating on 3 squads of grenadiers. Stewart has pulled to safety. Grenadiers falling low to rifleman fire.
Attempting to steal our sector.
Dbmb completely boxed into his base until he has total control of the whole map. Grenadiers moving up into close range. May be able to force this retreat. Or not. Completely boxed in, making no progress. Every single engagement goes worse and worse for him. He needs this wipe. Until he's not paying attention, we'll lose that rifle squad. Even with that wipe, I don't know if this is a situation he can come back from. He's still quite far from a Tiger Ace, and he's bleeding manpower so much that even if he does survive to 15 command points, he'd have to float forever. Grenadiers engaging riflemen at range, bringing that squad low until he still has another squad hovering behind that line in this green cover. And Dbmb is about to be triple capped as riflemen make their way across the north. Stewart moves up to re-engage and continue bleeding manpower. The more manpower you can bleed, the less likely that the Tiger Ace will ever hit the field, and a Sherman is in production. The AT gun here in the south has been recovered, so we'll have a pretty decent amount of Sherman protection. He's got the munitions for 1 Panzerfaust. He's forced Antilles to very briefly retreat. But Antilles has massive munitions and fuel income. He's going to be able to start dropping artillery. He can probably field as many LMGs as his heart desires. Dbmb has a very brief window where he can try and get some territory back under his control now.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. The territory is out of contact.
Anti-tank gun firing on the Sherman is unable to destroy it as riflemen on the flank will decrew it. All grenadiers forced to retreat off the battlefield. This AT gun is still available, but riflemen are firing on it from the left flank. Sherman has deployed smoke and will be able to pull back to safety. And Antilles holds almost every single point on the map except for 2 strategic points. Still nowhere near Tiger Ace, not even close. Despite how incredibly lethal this game has been, 15 command points is just too much. He is triple capped. He has no territory. I don't think he can win this. A priest is now on the field. That's just going to make things even harder to keep his anti-tank guns alive against pushes by the Sherman. Antilles feels no particular need to get himself a Jackson because his opponent has no map control and no hope of getting a tank on the field at all. Stewart takes a hit from that AT gun. Oh, I'm not sure that's going to get away. Barely. Barely. Priest is firing somewhere. On the medic bunker. Brings it quite low. Might wipe those pyos if they don't get out of there. Grenadiers moving up to engage these rear echelon troops. Time on target artillery gets dropped on the capture circle to try and pressure these forces out of it. Prevent the cutoff from being taken for just a little while with the threat of artillery. And also, side bonus of destroying that decrewed AT gun. So actually a pretty good usage of that time on target artillery to take out that AT gun while it was decrewed. And delay capture of the cutoff that much longer. Stewart moves up with Sherman support. Just built tier 3. Can't believe he just built tier 3. I think that decision is going to cost him the game. I mean, I think he's already lost, but I don't think that this decision can save him the game. If he goes Panzer IV, I don't think he's going to be able to kill what he needs to kill. That Grenadier squad just got wiped attempting to crew this AT gun because one of the models died, and then the remaining 3 crewed the AT gun. Nothing left except for a single squad of Grenadiers, single squad of Pyos. And there it is. GG. Tiger Ace could not even make it to the battlefield. And so far, not a single player has made me regret my decision to allow elite troops in this tournament. I've got to say, Dbmb, I feel like he underestimated his opponent a little bit. He underestimated his opponents to field a Stewart and right-click his opponent's sniper, I guess. I don't know. His sniper just died. No protection. Not sure what I think about that. GG, Antilles wins, and after a short break, we will go into game 2.